Ivar the Boneless, let's go. Now that we have completely assessed Sun Tzu and we've gone through all the things and how great he is as a field commander, it's time to turn our focus to Ivar the Boneless. He is the new rally commander that's coming to help the infantry, baby. He'll be in the MGE following this one, and when he comes in the game, we want to know what kind of an upgrade are we getting. We're going to compare him to William Wallace because he's got some similarities. And right now, how is he going to be effective in pairing with Scipio Emilianus and the infantry meta garrison? So stick around while we go through all of that right here. Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chadsky, and I do content pretty much daily. And if you enjoyed this kind of content or you enjoy this video, please throw a thumbs up on it, give it a like. Likes are a big deal, y'all. It really helps out the videos, it really helps out the channels. And if you are not subscribed, consider doing so. You can hit that subscribe button. Oh, I need to update that because we're over 70,000 subscribers now. You can also hit that bell for any kind of alerts that you want. Well, we have talked about Sun Tzu until we're blue in the face. This guy is off the charts good, okay? But now we're going to focus our attention for you imp sims out there on Ivar the Boneless, because there's something very, very important that comes with him. And we're going to talk about how that works. He has a special feature that is kind of obvious, but you really got to think about it. But first and foremost, this is our boy. He is pronounced Ivar. I got that confirmed, by the way, from some people who actually know that language, that it is pronounced Ivar, and he is the son of Ragnar, okay? And what's weird about this guy is that in real life, he was kind of, I'm not going to say crippled, I guess. He was disabled, if you will. He couldn't really walk. And so from that standpoint, still a great military leader, and did some things in his history that was pretty important. But we've got him as a rally commander, and we are looking for a pair with Scipio Emilianus. We have been running William Wallace, and one of the main reasons why is because there's very few commanders that are field commanders that transcend into the rally, and William Wallace is one of them. Number one, he's got a single target big smite damage, which is really good. And all of his skills work in a rally. That's why he was able to be paired with Scipio Emilianus. It's the infantry meta right now for the infantry rally. And so from that standpoint, really strong rally and really good. So how is Ivar going to compare? So let's just do some comparisons, shall we? Ivar is going to do, and I love this, by the way, he's going to do a 3-target AoE. You can see it in the animation here. It's a fan that goes out, and you can see the little ravens. I like that animation. That's kind of cool. But when you see him, he's doing 2,500 damage factor to 3 targets. Okay, that's not like crazy insane. It's really good, but you're doing it to 3 targets. Now, here's the difference, and here's what everybody needs to understand. On a rally, hitting 3 targets can be good and bad, right? Number one, if you're running counter rallies or things like that, you love to get the value. Number two, you love to get the value of hitting reinforcements going into the garrison. However, the reason why, the absolute reason why an AoE on a garrison commander is amazing is because you inflict the deads, okay? Because when you're doing attacks from the garrison, those attacks are inflicting deads on the reinforcements, on the people in the AoE, and that's really good. When it comes to the rallies and you're doing, you know, obviously we've got Ash is an AoE commander. You're getting good value on the rallies because you're dishing out damage, but those are all sev wounds. You're not in the garrison. And so it's a little bit different than like a David, right? But overall, I like an AoE effect on any rally commander, okay? It also gives it maybe viability for the field. But let's look at his skill. We're going to compare it to William Wallace because that's what we're replacing right now, okay? 2,500 damage factor, and then for the next 3 seconds, he gains 15 rage per second. Okay, well, that's cool. That's really cool. That's on his active skill. You're increasing some rage. Okay, we got to think about that. Let's shelve the rage and think about it. When you come to William Wallace does more damage. He does 2,700 total damage factor And with that, he's obviously going to do the 2400, and then he's going to damage up to 3 enemy targets currently attacking the commander's troops. Well, the garrison is always attacking you, so you're going to get 2700. So he actually does more damage than our boy Ivar. Okay, well, let's go to the second skill. This is where things are kind of crazy in a funny way. Ivar's gonna give 10% health, 20% march speed, and 30% attack. Okay, when we compare that to William Wallace, it's 10% health, 20% march speed, and 30% attack. It's the exact same. Like, wait, what? Did anybody want to differentiate these guys? Did anyone at Lilith HQ like get together and say, hey, you guys do realize it's the exact same kit as William Wallace when it comes to the second skill stat stick? So, okay, it's the same. So right now, out of the first 2 skills, I would say William Wallace doing more damage, and the second skill is kind of a wash. Okay, you go into his third skill. He's gonna get a 20% increase to smite damage. You're going to do 20% more smite damage. That's pretty good, and that's perpetual. Okay, and then here's where some of his cavalry counters come. He's going to do 10% more damage to cavalry. Okay, that means that's a counter to the David garrison. Okay, so that's a really good little, I mean, it's nothing crazy, 10% extra damage. Okay, that's fine, but it's nothing like, if that would have said like proc to 30% extra damage against calves, that would be like really, really good. But just a straight 10% more damage to calves. Okay, that's fine. Now here's where it gets interesting. This commander's troops has a 50% chance to gain 30 rage when dealing smite damage. Okay, we gotta now apply that 30 more rage. He's already doing 15 here. So when he fires off, he is getting 45 more rage in that second. And then you're also doing 15 more rage every other second that he's got. Plus, you're going to get 30 rage when Scipio Emilianus fires off. So, okay, so you're racking up the rage just with the active skill. You've got 45, you got another 30, you've got that 75, and then you got 15 and 50. You're racking up 100 rage just with the active skill of him and Scipio Emilianus. Okay, 100 rage, that makes me feel pretty good, all right, when it comes to this. The third skill for William Wallace, this is like probably his secret skill, his best skill. Okay, first of all, he's going to take 10% less normal damage. This is good because it's not specific to cavalry, right? Like Ivar's is. This doesn't matter if you're going up against a Gorgo garrison or a David garrison, whatever's doing combo or smite, you're going to take 10% less normal damage, which affects the combo and smite, right? It's really good. And then whenever this troop deals smite damage with a damage factor greater than 1,000, so it can't be like a little instant proc, it's got to be a big damage of 1,000 or more. There is an 80% chance that damage will be increased by 40%. That is what that's what makes these red numbers go crazy with Scipio Emilianus' 2,700 damage factor. That is really, really good. It's kind of a secret thing there. There is a cooldown of 10 seconds, but this will fire every other skill cycle. Like that's on average, that's what that does. Okay, so that's a little bit extra oomph to the smite damage that it's gonna do. Okay, so third skill, probably kind of a watch, but we got to look at this rage and see if we do smite any other time. Well, here it is. This is what makes Ivar really, really good, y'all. And it's kind of funny because they gave us the 2 commanders with Sun Tzu and Ivar, but Sun Tzu is a rage fanatic. He's a freak show when it comes to rage, and the true damage gives him more rage. Well, in this case, any smite damage gives him more rage, and we'll talk about that. But first and foremost, you're going to do 10% reduction to combo attack damage. Okay, specific for the cavalry. Definitely more of a David counter, like a David cavalry garrison. This is countering that. And whenever the rally is hit with the basic attack, it deals smite damage to the attacker of 200. If this attack is part of a combo attack, the rallied army additionally gains 10%, I think, yep, 10% bonus to all damage dealt for the next 3 seconds. Okay, let's break this down, all right? You're literally telling, there's only a 2-second cooldown on this, so you're literally telling me that you're guaranteed, anytime you're hit with a basic attack, you're guaranteed to fire off a 200 smite factor every 3 seconds. Okay, you go attach that to 30 more rage gain anytime you do smite. all of a sudden that 100 smite we calculated for the active skills, now that you're going to add another 60 rage to that, because at least during 2 active skills, you're firing off this rage. That's 160 rage in like a 6-second period. Okay. This guy's a rage engine. He is a full-blown rage engine. The key to this, and this is why it's very important with CPO Emilianus, is that you're going to start firing this thing off every 7 seconds, sometimes every 6 seconds, with how much rage Ivar is doing, because he's doing a lot of this small smite damage factor that you don't really care if it's what the damage factor is on that smite. You just get 30 rage every time the smite goes off, which is really, really good. We're racking up a ton of rage. He is a rage engine. This guy is a big time rage engine. Okay. Now, what people have to understand about this combo attack deal, this is a counter to David, right? If the garrison hits you with a combo attack, you're going to get 10% all damage for 3 seconds, okay? Now, here's the tricky part of this. This effect can be triggered up to 7 times per second, okay? Well, the other part to this is that it can only be triggered by an enemy troop 1 time per second. So if David does combo to the Ivar rally, and let's say that combo fires 2 or 3 or 4 times on an instant proc or something that he's got going on with Subutai or got going on with Hector, you're only going to get 10%. However, if you start getting swarmed and you start getting swarmed by combo commanders, this really racks up to 70%. 70% this thing can trigger. And so with that being said, there is some anti-swarm to that. It's not a full-blown anti-swarm skill. You got to trigger that combo damage you're taking. But if you're getting super swarmed by 10, 20, 30 marches, it's not just combo. You're taking smite, you're taking skill, you're taking everything. And so you don't really have a ton of tankiness, and there's not really just some immediate kickback damage, like immediate kickback damage from like counterattack or normal damage. So he's not really a prickly commander, and he's got this weird effect to where he can be for a few seconds if he's getting hit with combo in that 1 second, okay, by a bunch of different marches. Otherwise, it's just going to be 10%, which is fine. 10% all damage back to the garrison is fine. You get that for 3 seconds, okay? So this is not the important part of this, the all damage aspect. The smite is the important part of this, because he's now becoming a rage engine, okay? And so from there, that's only when leading a rally attack. We'll talk about his viability for the field here in a second. All right. Now, the 4th skill of William Wallace, as we talk about, is really pretty okay, but it's just straight 10% smite damage, straight 10% normal damage, which is good. Little bit of anti-swarm, but it's okay. It's nothing crazy. I would say with the rage engine, Ivar gives a ton of value out of this 4th skill, because you're doing more smite, you're increasing more rage, you're doing more smite over here, you're increasing rage off his active skill. He's a rage engine. Just crazy. His expertise, you're going to take 10% less normal damage. Okay, that's good. That's not only good for the David garrison with cavalry, it's also good for the Gorgo and the Hector garrisons for infantry, or Gorgo Tokugawa for infantry. That's pretty good. And then you do even 5% less normal damage. So you take 15% less normal damage once you get your troops low a little bit. So that's what it gives you. Compared to the expertise of William Wallace, now the march speed for nearby troops, that doesn't mean anything for a rally. But you also cleanse all slow effects. That doesn't mean anything for the rally, okay? And then you grant the shield. Now, the shield's a big deal, okay? That's where this works, because you just basically take this damage factor, okay? Take this damage factor. Anytime you use an active skill, 1,000 damage factor added to the 2,700 from his active skill, he's affecting damage factor 3,700 every single active skill. Okay, that's pretty good. You're getting into straight damage factor. 2,700 damage factor you're inflicting, 1,000 damage factor you're putting up a shield for. So that's really, really good. Okay, so more than importantly than anything, if you did not have this rage engine side of things going with Ivar, he wouldn't be really an upgrade from William Wallace, all right? He would be maybe an upgrade to the David garrison, just small upgrade, but he wouldn't really be an overall upgrade to William Wallace. Not too much. He would be a little bit, but not too much. But this rage thing, that's what we got to focus on. Ivar is a rage engine. He wants to rage up and fire off those active skills with Scipio Emilianus as fast as possible. Every 6 seconds, every 7 seconds, as fast as possible. Let me show you. So if you look here, I'm going to show you a battle report, and this is from Specco's battle simulator, right? Now, the simulator has got like its own little faults and different things like that, but it gives us a really good idea. I encourage everybody to go download it. I'll have a link down in the description to download Specco's simulator. But if you look at this, I want everybody to pay close attention to this, okay? Because it's very important right here. This is on the proc rate of your rage. You are firing off your active skill 6.1% of the time with Ivar. That's what the simulator is telling us, which makes a lot of sense. And that's all that matters. Okay. And so the rage is super important when it comes to that. So he is going to be a very, very good upgrade from William Wallace. And he might, now we'll have to test and see. And don't forget to check out my channel because I'm always going to do those tests. He might be just absolutely cracked as a rally pair with Scipio Emilianus. Okay, he doesn't quite have the anti-swarm. He's got a little bit of it over here if you can survive long enough to ramp up the all damage, but that's really tricky. Okay, that's really kind of tricky. There's some RNG in there as well, but that's how we see it. He's going to be a great rally. He really is. The rage is going to be out of control. He's going to fire off so fast, and you guys got to remember something. When it comes to Scipio Emilianus, okay, he's got this cool effect here, all right, to where you've got a 50% chance to inflict the following two effects. The target loses 25% attack and defense, okay? And then here's the silence, right? The silence really makes Scipio Emilianus, even though it's only for 2 seconds, this thing will fire off damn near every active skill. And it's really, really good. So you start adding these things up where you've got a silence, you've got big damage, you've got stat sticks, you got things from Scipio Emilianus, and then you include the rage and everything that Ivar's got. Oh boy, it's going to be really, really good. The more I think about it, it's going to be really good. Now, for the field, I do not recommend him for the field. Okay, you could try it. You do like the AoE. The AoE at least gives you a chance to run in the field, but he only has 2 skills that actually work in the field. He does have some march speed, which would translate to the field, but these are the only 2 skills that really work, and then his expertise. All right, which you're not really worried about. That taking or getting your HP or your troop count down below 50% is not great in the field. It's great for the rally, not necessarily great for the field, but then these 2 skills don't even work. So it's not like David, where you've got some viability for the field with like 3 skills or 2.5 skills. You only have 2 skills here. You're just doing damage and you're getting a little bit of rage, and you got a stat stick, and then you take 10% less normal damage. That's not, guys, this day and age with all the crazy power creep and field commanders we've got with Arthur and Achilles and Chen and BQ and Luce and now Sun Tzu, this isn't going to be a big deal. And so he is not going to be used in the field. So let's not worry about that. But overall, get ready, because the rage engine that he has, he's going to do some serious work as the rally commander, and we'll see how he does against David, and we'll see how he does against the Attila David, because one of the things Attila does on the garrison is counter Scipio Emilianus' silence, okay? And so from there, we're going to have to test it all out, and we'll do that for you. So stick around. If you enjoyed this video, give a thumbs up. If you have not joined my Discord, hit that link down in the description. If, again, you have not subscribed, consider doing so and help us out. And with all that being said, we hope you have a great day, broskies.